What did you make of the plan that was unveiled last night?
It is the only credible plan on the table, and it's really important that everyone engages with it seriously.
So I'll judge any plan on outcome. So it's good that people are talking, it's good people are around the table, but we need the war to stop now.
Well, the most important thing is that the killing must stop. So getting an immediate ceasefire by any means is the priority. Then we need to get the hostages out and aid in, and anything that gets us closer to that is a good thing, and that's why we've welcomed it. But there's still a lot more work to do.
Unfortunately, I think it sounds quite ridiculous. It doesn't make sense. Recognising a Palestinian state and a free Palestine is about Palestinians having their own right to self-determination. How does this make any sense, and which Palestinian wants this?
What do you make of Tony Blair's involvement?
Again, it does not make any sense. I don't think the Palestinians want to be free so that Tony Blair can run their country. I don't understand that.
Well, Tony has got decades of experience in diplomacy. You look back to the success, for example, of the Northern Ireland peace agreement. He's remained deeply committed to the region and has been able to play a positive contribution so far. So it's really welcome.
I think there are many people already working to help the Middle East, and it's important that their voices are central to the way forward.
What did you make of the involvement of Tony Blair?
So I think it needs to wait and see what that involvement is. I opposed the war in Iraq. I think it was a massive foreign policy mistake. There are obviously scars from the war in Iraq, but my understanding is that actually it's the Arab nations that have been pitching for Tony's involvement in the plan and the group around the plan. But again, I'm less interested in who the people around the table are. I'm more interested in what the outcomes are, because we all desperately need this war to end right now.
I think it's fairly disastrous, if we're being honest. I mean, having Tony Blair lead anything in the Middle East is a bit of a risk as well.
Yeah, well, you say that about Tony Blair. Why? I mean, I know you might think it's obvious, but just why do you think it would be a disaster for him to lead it?
I mean, this man's reputation in the Middle East is centred around the Iraq War and Afghanistan, in which hundreds of thousands of people lost their lives, and it was a complete international disaster.
I've done an awful lot of what we in the industry call like vox pops at conference over the years, but this one felt quite different. Normally, pretty much everyone is very, very happy to talk to us in the media, but asking people about the Middle East, and particularly about the involvement of Tony Blair in the Middle East, felt quite different. Look, some people very, very happy to talk, but there was another group of people who I guess I would describe on the kind of centre-left or the soft left, felt much more wary. It almost felt a bit awkward asking them the question, and I think that reflects, firstly, how strongly people feel about this, how worried they are about it, but also the nervousness that people have around this as a political issue, and I guess the desire to make sure they don't say the wrong thing.